Here's something to smile about. State officials gathered at Waterville Senior High School for a performance in school recognition on a national level. Kadishi Lawrence has more.
The Waterville Senior High School community has a reason to celebrate. They were recognized out of more than 20,000 high schools across the country, making their mark as the 2023 recipients of a prestigious award.
Only 8 National Federation of State High School Performing Arts School of Excellence Awards were given out in the U.S.
With this, I congratulate Waterville Senior High School and welcome the reception of the plaque.
Students, staff, and faculty members gathered at the auditorium for the momentous occasion.
Our program is not just about putting on spectacular shows or concerts. It's about fostering creativity, promoting diversity, and instilling a lifelong love of the arts for our students.
To celebrate, they put on a performance showcasing what they can do. The award ceremony is celebrated each year in October as part of the National High School Activities Month. Dr. James Weaver, NFHS Director of Performing Arts and Sports, says their search took them through New England, eventually landing in Maine.
And then from there, the Maine Principals Association had gathered the Maine music educators and the speech and debate folks and the Maine theater folks and got them all together and be like, all right, so now let's talk about what school is exemplifying real performing arts excellence. And they landed on here in Waterville.
The band director at Waterville attributes their success to a variety of reasons, including the students' dedication, faculty, and all of the support they receive.
We are the smallest school that's ever received the award, and I believe, again, that the fact that there are so many students here that can be in sports and music, so many different things that we can work together, I think that's why we were recognized. It's hard to put in to words. It's overwhelming.
Dr. Weaver says all of that plays into why they were chosen.
The arts are vital for everybody, and I think that no matter if you're 2 years old or 80 years old, there's a place for you here in the arts, and I think what we see in Waterville exemplifies all of that.
In math class, if one student gets a 90 and the other student gets a 70, that can create inequity. But in the arts, they must work together for that performance. Everybody is valued, everybody is contributing, everybody finds their niche, and that is priceless.
Kodichi Lawrence, WABI TV5 News, Waterville.